Okay, my name is Jos Verstegen. I'm a researcher in business innovation at Wageningen Research. I'm also responsible with other people for the excellence classes in i2Connect project. We have these excellence classes because we all know that innovation processes become more complex because of climate change, because of the environmental issues. Therefore, we need a bottom-up process instead of the problem diagnosis model, and therefore we developed this excellence class. To set up this excellence class, we made a survey and we interviewed managers, and they came up with 3 different categories of issues: the financial issues, the human resource issues, and the organizational issues. And those 3 categories were the building blocks for our excellence class.
Me as a researcher and project manager at Wageningen Economic Research find it important that interactive innovation processes will have an enabling environment. And excellence classes is a beautiful opportunity where we reach out to the managers of advisory services to help them to create this enabling environment.
The first group is the organizational issue, what will change when you involve in interactive innovation. Typically advisors go to farms and then they diagnose problems on the farm and then they come up with a solution, being an expert. And now they have to organize meetings together with all kinds of stakeholders, farmers, scientists, people from agribusiness, and together come up with solutions. So it's a completely different way of working. And of course the organization has to adapt to that as well. So that's the organizational part. Second is the financial part. If you have an interactive innovation process, the idea is that the advisor is not the expert coming up with a solution, but more a facilitator trying to help solutions develop, bottom up. But that can raise a problem because farmers say, okay, I have invented the solution myself, why should I pay for this advice from the advisory organization? So it's more difficult. You don't know in advance how many sessions you will need, who will be involved in every session, so who do you have to send a bill to. So there's also some practical issues how to deal with that. And then the last but not least category is the human resource part. As I said, the role of the advisor is changing completely, almost completely, from being the expert telling what the solution should be towards the facilitator, stimulating team processes, making sure that all ideas are invented and come up from the group. So that requires quite some different skills and competences of the advisor.
One of the biggest aha moments for me was that at the beginning of the interactive innovation, we don't know exactly what would be the result. And for me, that was the most difficult thing, to accept this fact that during the process, we will find the solution and we will find the goal and the end product.
And of course the advisory organization has to make sure that those advisors are trained to do this. So if you're interested in joining the excellence class or want to know more about the i2Connect project, please follow the link below and you will find all the information. So I hope to see you soon.